video, I wanted to go over the top 5 reasons why I personally bought a Foxbody. Reason number 5 is it has that old school classic look. A lot of modern cars these days, they kind of blend in with many of the other ones. Take for example the 2024 Mustang GT. It looks a lot like a Camaro, and there are a lot of other cars that look very similar to one another. They take cues off, one manufacturer from another, and they all kind of blend together just a little bit. But with the Fox bodies, there's nothing on the road current day that looks anything like these. All the electric cars have like a different kind of look, and all the Mustangs are changed drastically since the late 80s and early 90s. And when you see a Fox body, you know it's a Fox body. They just have that very distinct look to them. Reason number 4 is that I wanted a project car to work on and build. And with Fox bodies, there's plenty of parts for them, and the parts are significantly cheaper than a lot of cars as far as a project car to work on. You can go to LMR and basically put together an entire Mustang from between them and National Parts Depot and CJ Pony Parts. If you have the engine, the trains, the rear end, and the shell, you can almost build an entire car off those 3 websites. And overall, the prices on Fox body parts are significantly cheaper. Like for example, with my Terminator Cobra that I had, modding that thing was pretty damn expensive. And when you compare part for part, you're saving hundreds of dollars on Fox body parts versus a lot of other cars you would want to modify. Anything from the new Edge Mustangs to up to the new S550 Coyotes and the upcoming S650s. It's just a lot cheaper parts and a lot more plentiful with a lot more older Mustangs like the Fox body. Reason number 3 was that it's getting really, really hard to find clean, straight-bodied Fox bodies. A lot of them have been wrecked or rusted out. While there are people that can bring them back from either one of those states, it's really hard to do that for the average person that doesn't have the skill set and the know-how to do it. So getting a rust-free Fox body was high on my list of something that I wanted to do, and they're getting really, really hard to find. And as each year goes by, as more of them get rusted out or more of them get wrecked, it's harder to find that. I just wanted to get one before the market got completely dried up. I mean, they're already 30 years old at this point or older, and it's not easy at this point, and going forward it's only going to get that much harder. Reason number 2 is that they are relatively easy to work on. The pushrod 5.0s in that era of cars, in my opinion, are just easier to work on. My Terminator Cobra was so cramped in that hood, and the GT 350 I had was even worse. Just doing a belt change or an alternator swap on my Cobra was a friggin' process. And some people say, oh no, it's not that bad, they're easy to work on. That differs from person to person. Personally, I think doing an alternator swap on a Cobra is a complete pain in the ass, where doing the same kind of job on something like this is a hell of a lot easier. There's a lot more room in the engine bay. It's just a much more pleasant vehicle to work on, coming from my point of view. And the number 1 reason why I bought a Fox body, this goes way back to high school days. When I first started getting interested in cars, where I could look at a car and know what it was just from its shape and stuff like that, it wasn't a Fox body, and it wasn't a Mustang. It was hard to believe, but it was an IROC Z. When I was growing up, before I got my license, a couple years before high school, I really liked the IROC Zs, and I really, really wanted to try to get one. That was my goal when I got my license. I was going to get an IROC Z. I think there were a lot of kids my age at that time that were in the same situation. But a couple of years later, things changed quite a bit, and this is a story I've never told anyone before, so this is like a first for the channel and everybody watching that's new to the channel and old to the channel. Right when I started high school, I believe I was a freshman at the time, there was a kid that had a black Foxbody, and I had never been for a ride in a Mustang, never been for a ride in a Foxbody before, and it was after school, and it was, I can't remember the whole, it was such a long time ago, but this whole thing is kind of still burning in my brain a little bit. This is like back in the early to mid 90s, to really date myself, but I still remember this, and he asked me if I wanted to go for a ride. I said, yeah, sure. So I'd never been in one before, didn't know what to expect, and this was basically just a bone stock 5-liter. I don't believe there was really anything done to it, and he took me for a ride in that thing, and it blew my mind at how unbelievably fast that car was and how much power I had. Of course, you know, back then being, you know, 15, 16 years old, right around there, you know, a stock 5-liter Mustang was pretty powerful and was pretty quick. And after that ride, that just ingrained something into my head from that point forward, where I was like, holy crap, these cars are amazing, unbelievable. And that's what kind of cemented this whole path with Mustangs for me from that point forward. Until many years later where I actually ended up with a Foxbody. The Mustang that I bought shortly after that ride in the Foxbody was actually a 1966 coupe. That was my first car, my first Mustang. But it was many years later where I ended up buying a Foxbody down the road, and this, of course, is the newest Mustang for the channel, a 1993 Foxbody. So that kind of sums up, you know, the whole story on, you know, why I really wanted to get one, as far as the major reasons why and what, you know, drove me to get one of these 30 years later after they were produced. And, you know, all these years later, after having 7 previous Mustangs, of getting back into one of these, I think a lot of it is just that old nostalgia feeling of, this was the first car I had been in where it really blew my mind as far as, you know, as far as cars go, with the power and the speed and stuff like that. Many years later, I found myself back in one with a much different vision and a much different plan for this one. But it's going to be quite a good journey with this car going forward. So let me know down in the comments below, what were some of the reasons why you bought the Mustang you have, or some of the reasons why you bought the ones that you've had in the past. I like hearing everyone's stories. It's always nice seeing different people's perspective on stuff and their individual take on similar topics and subjects. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, and the sub button is down below if you'd like to see the build on this Foxbody and everything happening to it. But above all else, thanks for watching.